you weren't always 100-person shop. When you were little guys, the principles applied even then, though, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Really, I talked to a lot of other shops, about the different tools and stuff that come along with Synchronous Solutions, and it applies across the board, because either way, when you're trying to, no matter how many jobs you're pushing through in a day, everybody has been in that circumstance where you're getting stuff last minute, or you're not planning properly, or whatever it is, and the principles can be applied to no matter the size, of the shop, and
Right.
that's one of the beauties of it. So,
yeah, thank you. That's absolutely terrific. Seriously, you just taught a clinic on that. That's fantastic.
One of the with that too, Rick and I have a lot of conversations. We dive pretty deep into some of these numbers, and that's really where we're at now. When I talked about from the planning perspective, my focus, as the VP and working with our management team, has really been using those simplified numbers, the throughput, the OE, the throughput ratio, in using those numbers to set goals for my management team, who owns each one of those numbers, in
Sure.
order to hit our net profit goal each month and throughout the year. So that's really been, that's where we've been diving into lately. And now it's getting exciting. We used to look at some of our profit goals that we had out there, and myself included with the management team would sit there and say, there's no way we can meet it. Like, this is where we're at now. Like, I don't see how we can meet it. And now it's as simple as looking at it and saying, well, we can either get throughput up to this or get OE down to this, and there's your net profit. We can make it. And once it's simplified down, I could see the eyes of my leadership team light up. It was it clicked for me, and it really made it's starting to make sense and, clear that path for where we can go. So.
Maria, have you got anything else that you'd like to ask?
Yeah, Travis, give us a little bit of a taste of kind of what is special about McDermott Top Shop, and why should our listeners be interested in coming to see us at Elevate?
Yeah, that's a good question. One thing I'm really passionate about, and I enjoy talking about, and I'm sure I'll get into on the panel, is that we also run E.O.S, Entrepreneurial Operating System. And we've been running that for a number of years now, before we brought Synchronous Solutions back in. And one thing that I've been very focused on over the last number of months is merging the two systems, because they can really work well together, between using E.O.S from a strategic planning perspective, and then working Synchronous Flow into how we're operating, and letting the two feed off each other so we can improve. I'm on the ISPA board of directors, and I gave a presentation on E.O.S last October. So it's something I'm very involved in as well. And I think integrating the two, because there's a lot of shops out there that also run E.O.S or do some sort of strategic planning, no matter, whatever the strategic planning method is, but combining the two and using Synchronous Flow as the operating system to kind of guide what that strategic planning is, has been a big focus of mine. So integrating things such as, our quarterly strategic planning sessions and the Synchronous Flow focus meeting. So integrating those things to, help drive and gain consistency. Also integrating, the data and stuff that we pull from the buffer log and the buffer meeting. So those areas and those pain points where we're having issues or having buffer holes. So using that data again to drive the focus meeting and drive our quarterly planning, all the way down to driving our rocks and our objectives, from the leadership team level on down throughout the system. So that's been I think something kind of unique that we've done at McDermott Top Shop, is kind of integrating those two things. And I've talked quite a bit about it. I think there's a lot of benefit to, instead of running two separate things and treating them like there's something different, integrating the two and running the whole shop based on those. So,
that's awesome. Yeah, they do work really well together. So that'll be great. People can come and ask you questions directly about how you've managed that integration and how all those pieces fit together. So thank you, Travis, very much for talking with us today. We're really looking forward to having you on the panel at Elevate Forum on April 3rd in Nashville. Remember to click the link. It's either going to be in the comments or in the description to find out more information and to buy your ticket. So thank you again, Travis and Pete, for being here.
All right.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank you,
Travis.
guys. Yeah, absolutely.
Take care now.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.